morning. Where am I at? There I am. Hi, there I am. Still having to find myself. I'm always looking for myself. Oh, there we are. Oh, wait. Did I do it right? No, I did it right here. Hold on. Go over here. Oh, don't do that. Okay. Yeah. Oh, snap. Anyhow, good morning. Good morning-ish. It is still morning. It's 10:15 in the morning, and I am geared up. Yay! So, I hope everybody's having a spectacular morning or afternoon or evening. Depends on where you are in the world, right? Because it really is, today is kind of dreary out. I'm sorry, I just polished my nails, so I'm being like, I don't polish my nails very often. Who does self-care all the time? I don't. I did my nails, they were like 2 weeks overdue. Oh my God, I don't want to do my own nails. I want to pay somebody, but I'm too picky. Maybe else. So I've been a nail technician since 1990. I'm gonna set my cup down for that one because it hurts a little bit. 19 freaking 90. And so to have somebody else do my nails is like no go. It's a non-starter because I'm bitchy and picky and I want to make sure I do it. It's done right. It's horrible. Anyhow, not that somebody else isn't doing it right. It's just I have a way I do it. And thank God I didn't do psychic stuff before I started when I was doing nails. Can you imagine having people sitting across the table from you all freaking day long? Like all day long. I was generally booked from 9 o'clock in the morning till whatever time I stopped in the evening. And yeah, it would have been a lot. It'd have been a lot. Because yeah, there we go. Good morning, everybody. Give a shout out. If you're on TikTok and you're just breezing through, good morning. Regardless as to whether we're your cup of tea or not. It's okay. So that being said, not a lot of thought went into this, okay? Because now my nails are wet. So I guess we'll just have to do maybe past lives this morning. And we'll just not lean on cards right away. How's that? We don't need to lean on cards anyways. Can I get a shout out? Good morning. Good morning. My comment section is, I don't think, working. Because by now we would have had somebody said good morning or something. If I can get a woo-woo, can I get a witness? It's so funny how many people actually filter through. So I can see the people filtering through on TikTok. And people do not have, a lot of people don't have the attention span anymore. And they just go poof and they're gone. And what's really funny is I don't have a list. I never have a list. So for people that hang in, I am not getting comments, you guys. I know. Why are we not going to go Scotland? My mystical life. What's going on? Something's happening. And here's how I know something's wrong. I have 14 people over here. There's good morning, Ashley. Thank you for letting me know you're on TikTok. Because TikTok, I can see all these people filter through, right? They filter through, and that's fine. But when it comes to Facebook and YouTube, I usually have a lot of comments by now. We have 20 people on there, but I'm not seeing any comments. So I'm waiting to see if, yes, that's a chicken, by the way. Good morning. Trying to figure out, can I be nasty and talk talk like to my chat and it's not working. No. Oh, there we are. There we are. I had to threaten it. I had to threaten it a little bit. Electronics in that way sometimes, right? You gotta treat them bad. Good morning. Good morning, Kara. How are you this morning? Good morning, Brandy. Yeah. Aw, chickens. There's so many chickens. There's so many chickens out there. I don't even deal with the chickens, you guys, because that's Sam's area. I don't do the chicken. Elizabeth, how are you? How are you? Okay. So this morning, I was talking about how we don't have an attention span. And anybody that watches me for any length of time knows that how is Lisa even talking about this morning? Because I am like a squirrel. Ooh, look. Over there, over there, over there, over there. I'm good. How are you, Elizabeth? How are you, Liz? Good morning, Regina. But we have this shortened attention span nowadays. And I don't know if it's by social design or it's not human evolution. It has to be social design because here we are. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you. I'm getting ready to make a set of these. I think I just got a laser etcher and I think I want to try and make some of these just because they're fun, right? Um, but our attention span is a so if you understand the premise of hypnosis, you guys, and the subconscious mind, and we're always looking for that next bump. That's where we're at nowadays. Anybody else feel this? Like if you don't have your phone on you, you're looking for it, right? Yeah. Regina says, I think it's to do with socials and videos being short as well. Absolutely, Regina. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Marcia. Good morning, Pam. Over here, there, I see Brody Gaming. He is not a troll. Good morning, Billy Ann. So, as I noticed this the other day, I was Sam and I left my phone in the house. I left and I went, oh, my phone's in the house. And I went, oh, who cares? You know, it's not that big of a deal. But we were gone for about 3 hours. And in that 3 hours, if I couldn't have picked up my phone 20 different times, it would be amazing. We're used to instant gratification. We want to be able to look things up. We have no patience level anymore. And we are always looking for that next cortisol bump, right? That next piece of, what is it cortisol? Yeah, that sets our attention span, like get the adrenaline gets us on the edge of the seat. What's the next video? What's the next person talking about? What's the next thing that's gonna make me laugh? And we wake up, and the first thing we usually do is grab our phone, right? And then the last thing we do is we put our phone down and put it on the charger. So we live between other people's crap all day long because we're watching videos, we're waiting for the next thing that's going to excite us. And that it is addictive to children. Absolutely, Glenn. Brody Gaiman is our youngest son, Glenn. That's why we don't let them watch Coco Melon anymore. They make cuts about every 5 seconds. Really? But it's addictive. It's addictive, right? So what happens when we have children anymore? We're like, oh my God, these kids are so tech savvy. Well, that's because they're handed these vehicles, these technical devices first thing when they're young, and their brain moves differently than ours does, kind of like VCRs when we were kids, right? Like we knew how to do them. I know it sounds really silly, but so we're always waiting for that next thing that's going to excite the brain. Well, you know, this is actually into the hypnosis type of situation where we are anticipating because our subconscious is now set there on the edge of that wait. That chicken is driving me nuts. But we're sitting on the edge of that. And we can't figure out why our children are falling behind in a bunch of different things. And the most important one is social skills. Oh my goodness, social skills. You might have parents teaching your kids manners, but not all of them do, right? They hand off an electronic and they have the electronic all day. There's no please, there's no thank you, there's no opening the doors for other people, there's no thought. How many people have had a kid walk through a door where you're holding it for them, they're on their phone, they don't even acknowledge you, right? Yes, it's a bird. It is a bantam rooster, and he is very excited about somebody out there. So there must be a chick out there or something that he's like, "Ooh, get it, chick." Anyhow, these days kids are engineered to be forever online. They absolutely are. Older kids seem shows have been about a minute or more between cuts, and are better for kids. A minute, a minute. I don't know. It just it's going to create a type of adult that we've not seen before, right? They're becoming more and more disconnected. And I'm not just saying it's kids either. Adults are just as addictive. Did you know that that videos and Glenn's talking about the length of videos and that bump rush, that is part of how we get people hooked. It is. So something to pay attention to. How long can you set your phone down and not reach for it? I wanted to look up stupid shit. Absolutely. It was nothing that was life or death. What did I want to look up? Um, rental rates at the Wood County Fairgrounds. Not life or death, right? But I wanted it, and I wanted it right now. And Glenn says, but newer kids show they're addicted to the fast cuts, so they throw tantrums when you shut it off. I honestly, we were sitting around the fire the other day, and Glenn's going to feel this one. I'm sorry, bud. We were sitting around the fire the other day, and I have gone to great measures this year to slim down what I have personally going on in life, because I need to slow my life down. I was living from event to event to event to calendar to calendar to calendar, and I had planned my life away. And I was noticing that I was just I'll relax after next month. I'll relax after next month, and I'll relax after next month. And what I discovered was after next month there was always something more. So I have significantly lowered my stress level online. And we set out the other day to do, and it's not just this one, Glenn, it's the other one. We've had a couple fires. I was sitting around the fire, and I was excited to sit around the fire because it's very difficult for me to sit still. Okay, I don't sit still well. I always have something to go in, and if I'm not on my schedule, it sounds like me, myself, and Irene in my head. Anybody else have this? Like where you're like, boom, 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 boom. I've got to do, got to do, got to do. So I was sitting around the fire with Sam and Richard and Glenn and the family and everybody, and it just irritated the crap out of me that it wasn't just sitting around the fire and enjoying our evening. It was on the phone. Everybody was playing video. And I'm just sitting there watching everybody thinking, these are the moments we'll never get back. These are the moments we'll never get back. And just sitting there and relaxing, and I was trying to relax. I'm sitting there going, just need to relax. I need to not worry about what's going on over there that I need to be fixing, because that's where my mind generally is. What do I need to do over there? And everybody else was just not. I was sitting there going, these are the moments. And Glenn says, to be funny, those videos were pretty funny. No. Billy Ann says, I do and have been doing the same thing in my life. It's important. We need to look at this as for our own selves, right? What are we doing? Those are moments we will never, ever get back. And there's somebody else's moments. We've invested ourselves in somebody else's moments, and they're doing it for a click. They're not doing it for, well, not everybody, but I mean, they're doing it for a click. They're doing stupid shit. I'm so glad we've kind of stepped away from the challenge crap. Oh my God. Anyways, that's my thing this morning. Good morning, Penny. Good morning. You've missed me ranting. But as I was walking this morning, this is what I was kind of going through in my head because I was trying to explain to Sam yesterday how when I'm sitting idle, my brain is so anxious that I can't disengage. Like if I'm cleaning, everybody better be cleaning. Don't sit and watch television if I'm out there working. You know, it just right? But I'm trying to step away from that. I'm trying to be more relaxed. And the chicken has stopped. Now you miss it? No. Chicken can stop. But maybe something to assess, right? I know that there's things on our phone that tell us how many hours we're on our phone in a day. Think about that time, whether we're a parent or we're a grandparent or whatever you do, whatever stage of life you are, think about those moments. And then think about your kids' moments. Prairie Gypsy, I love your name. It says, I feel that Saturday sat around a fire with some new friends, no phones. It was nice to actually talk, right? Good morning, Jansen. She says, making memories is what we strive to do every day. And we should be. So do you think that our souls plan to come here and sit on the phone? Right? So we go through all the trouble of incarnating into this lifetime, into this hard, stressful earth college, the hardest college there is out there for a soul, to sit on the phone, to sit on the phone and watch videos. What enrichment are we getting? Good morning, Victoria Peters. I got to meet Victoria Peters in person yesterday. It was delightful. If you're in Toledo and you guys are either watching now or you're going to watch the replay, you guys want to step over to her Connection Cove over in Temperance. It is such a beautiful little place. Good morning, Adrena. Pat Fisher, right? The Eagles, Hotel California. We are prisoners of our own device, not just the screens. No, this is true. Okay, here is Glenn. Here is Glenn. Now, this is absolutely true. Glenn came over, I think it was Saturday night. We just kind of, it was an impromptu thing. I started the fire. Oh no, that was the night before. We just kind of had an impromptu barbecue with the kids. And he chopped wood most of the time. So we have a huge thing of firewood over there, and he was over there chopping wood. So he was working. Anyways, take time, you guys. Think about how we're investing our time, how we're investing our energy. Because when I want you to remember, we can't get that back. That hour you spent getting lost and falling down the Facebook hole, that's gone. That's gone. It's never coming back. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I'm not preaching because I'm lofty. I'm just saying I'm guilty as well. And especially when you get older. When you get older, guys, those minutes mean something. They really do. Okay. All right, everybody. I'm sorry. That was me monologuing while my nail polish dried. Okay. I'm pretty good now. Okay, can I get a whoop whoop in the room if you have stuck around for my lecture this morning? I just see how we're being programmed, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Husband is, but I'm not. And I just see the programming going on. And if we pulled our blinders off and looked around, you'd see it too. I had to do a nervous system reset. Nervous system reset, best thing I've done for my body and mind. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I get you. I get you, Billy Ann. It is it's been a um I've had it. If you'll notice, especially Billy Ann, and within the membership, you'll notice a lot of people are going through changes, right? A lot of people are closing things that were long standing and moving on to new things. And closing the membership was probably one of the hardest things I've done in a decade. That hurt. It hurt my heart. You guys know it hurt my heart. And but I needed the change. I needed the change. We got stagnant. Okay, let's see, who do we have this morning? Good morning. I see Ashley on there. Gnostics believe that this is a spiritual prison. I have to look into that. I could go down another rabbit hole, not rabbit hole, but another conversation right now, but I'm not going to do it. I was listening to somebody this morning talk about ayahuasca. I was listening about magic mushrooms and things like that, and they were talking about how you get onto the other side, and it is actually a very structured area, but how we have different personalities that reside within. Anyways, it's just it was a whole. I don't know enough about it to speak about it, but I am. Ashley's on her computer. She's fine. Leave her be. Um, Penny says, "I get you. At my age, 61, I just take one day at a time. Just don't do much phone, but I also try to stay away from people's bullshit." Amen. Shrooms, Diana. Thank you. I'm going to start making these. I think these are the most adorable earrings. I will tell you, you guys, this is from the Joanne collection, 2024 Halloween. Gnostic rabbit hole is crazy fascinating. I have to look into it. There's so many rabbit holes we can go down. What's your guys' favorite rabbit hole? Like what's the thing that just lights your fire, and it may be the strangest conversation for other people, but you're just like, I love it. What's your guys'? Okay, and while you guys are doing that, I'm gonna go with lavender. Lavender. How are you this morning? Got a list going on. How are you this morning? Glenn, you can't be. Aren't you supposed to be working? Aren't you working? I know, Ashley. Like, he's supposed to be working too. He's walking around. Anyways, okay. Okay. You agree it's a spiritual prison? I have no idea. Love the conspiracy on the 27 Club. Such a rabbit hole. Okay, now I gotta look this up. Do we need to have a rabbit hole evening where we just get on and we have people pop on and talk about their favorite rabbit hole? I think this could be a thing. I know Sam would love to do it. It depends on what kind of rabbit hole that pops up. Yeah, I hear you. I get you. Okay, lavender. You highly recommend against that on TikTok. I know Sam and Adam need to start a podcast. They really, really do. Okay, we would have to do that over on Facebook. Okay, lavender. Let's go here. I agree. Human design got me for a hole. Got a rabbit hole. I never use these cards. Okay, she's like, "What do you call my name for?" I'm just making sure you're here. TikTok people are very changeable. They come in, they leave so quickly that glitter. Oh my gosh, I just saw that this morning. That glitter, you guys, is like a top secret thing. I shit you not. Like, there's only a couple places on the planet that make glitter, and all of their information is top secret because of the government applications. What do they do with glitter? Maybe it's for their own strip clubs. I don't know. We have glitter all on our tables at work. You've either been to the Mystical Moons or you've been to a strip club. Right. Oh, by the way, you guys, if you haven't checked out, I just changed the format of our online store, and I have T-shirts up. Um, some really, really cool T-shirts. So if you go to, you can go to, just go to ourmysticalcrystals.com. It's just easier. I have to figure out how to transfer one URL over to another, and it's just a pain in the ass. Okay, so Lavender, this is, oh, Lavender, what do you have going on? Nerdy chicken wing, what do you call a dwarf psychic on the run from the law? Hey, I'm game. I like a good joke. Small, medium, at large. Absolutely. You can stick around. Okay. So Lavender, I want to talk about the things that you have going on in your life. And sometimes it may feel as if you are pedaling backwards. I really get this feeling of, if I put myself out there and I give too much of myself to one individual, then all of a sudden I feel like I have to, Diana, you have to make sure you take care of yourself, keep your energy right here. There's one person that needs your energy, Lavender. There's one person that really needs you to pay attention to them. They need you to see them, not just talk to them, not just, hey, how you doing? Bump them up on Facebook or use TikTok or whatever. But there's one person that really, really needs you to help boost them up. I'm not saying give away all of your energy to them. I'm not all about that. I'm just saying, hey, notice the need that somebody has. And I think people come to you a lot anyways and say, hey, I need this or I need that and I need this, blah, 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 right? And you're a giver that way, but you have this really good, I don't know, I would want to call it the mom look. Like, so you're not into everybody, but there's this one person that really needs you to pay attention to them and give them a little bit of a bump. I hope that's helpful. And they're also talking about, it may seem like to you, maybe like, I don't know why you need to know this, but they're also talking about it being more of an intuitive information bent that they need information on. Pretty much work eats up all your energy. Okay. Remember we were talking just a little bit ago about the things that get us all invested and we don't have time for anything else. Make sure you're not overextending yourself in that area. But there's just somebody out there that needs, I don't know if you work intuitively, I don't know if you're a mystic of any kind of sort, but they're like, this is the type of information they need. Some mystery. They need to know about some things that only you can tell them about. I don't know. And if it doesn't make sense to you right now, that's all right. It will. It will. Okay. Polka dot bar. What? What about a polka dot bar? What? What did I miss? Oh yeah, there's some really freaking cute shirts that we have put together. I only have. This is for you, Billian. I only have one of these, but the metal knot and the Affairs of Dragons for your crunchy and taste good with ketchup. I only have one of those. It's adorable. Or the fluff around and find out with a great big cat on it. Fluff around and find out. I'm not saying we're all spiritual all the time, you guys. You need a mushroom candy bar? I have one of those and I'm terrified of it. It just makes, I'm doing some research so I'm more comfortable. But Billy Ann, I want to talk about the Tower card for you. Some things are unraveling and new things are popping up. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're being very short-sighted to some of the benefits that are lying around you. Like, you need to start looking at things like, okay, this was an opportunity to break that down and rebuild. Um, it's a polka dot bar is, oh, that's what it is it's not legal here in Ohio yet, I don't think. And I say that only because I want to sell them in the store. No, Diana, I ate one of it and I felt a little funky, but one little square, but I wanted an experience, right? I want to sit there and I want to meditate after taking one. Um, but here's what I found out this morning on listening to some of the stuff I was listening to. If you are in a pissy mood, don't take it because it expands that. And I'm like, really? So you have to be having a good day to do this? And we have good days most of the time, right? But it's called microdosing. But so that's if you're having a bad day, bad things happen. I don't know. I don't know. Do maybe we'll. I don't know. I bought this in Denver. I bought this one in Denver. This candy bar, and I wanted to buy the garden. Like at the show we were speaking at, you could buy this huge mushroom garden and grow your own shrooms. And I'm like, ooh, I'd like to buy some of those and take them back to Ohio. Well, I'm glad I didn't because I don't think it's legal here yet. But when it is, mhm, you're gonna come to Sedona and we'll have mushrooms in Sedona. Now y'all know. I don't know if they're legal in Sedona. Jansen says that the chocolate bars are good, but you need to drink pineapple juice to help the body get all the benefits. See, this is why we have people. This is why we have people. This is why we get together as a community and collaborate. Because y'all know you like to when you're camping. Have you guys seen all the Bigfoot sightings lately? Have you guys seen all the Bigfoot sightings lately? Like all of a sudden. Anybody else notice this online? I think it has to do with the seismic activity that's been going on. The the Hawaiian volcano on Maui, not Maui, on the Big Island that is just 1,000 feet in the air. It is shooting lava. 1,000 feet, you guys. Just arcing it across this. I'm like, oh my God, we didn't buy property there. So Bigfoot all over the place has been surfacing. People are getting video, really good video. And my friend Shannon the other day said, I don't understand why we don't have Bigfoot bones. Like, why don't we find Bigfoot bones? And I said, you know what? And this is funny because I've had this theory well since childhood. I make cannabis candy. I used to put cannabis caramels into my coffee in the morning, and it would just melt over a couple cups of coffee. Was the best stuff. It was so relaxed. Um, but yeah, there's all these. Oh, so my theory from when I was a kid was that TikTok doesn't like I said a word and they don't like it, so I have to stay with that. Okay, that Bigfoot is interdimensional. I've always thought that before I even knew about the whole interdimensional thing, and now I take that beyond, and I believe that he's also extraterrestrial. So, um, so I was trying to explain to her why we wouldn't have bones, because why would you? We don't. They don't leave around extraterrestrial that passed away either, unless our government has them. But those are not something they leave behind as well. So why would they leave Bigfoot behind? But I believe Bigfoot and all of the strains thereof are collectors. I believe they're botany like collectors of plants and small animals and things like that for evaluation. And then, I have so many things that we could talk about this morning. I have been No, you're fine, Penny Moose. You're fine. I'm learning this TikTok thing. They have words they don't want you to say. I should have a list. It helps with using creative verbiage, so we need to be a thesaurus. Anywho, but there's so many different things that are interesting today to talk about. I'm not quite. Uh, I had braced myself for all these conversations this morning. Anyways, can I get a whoop whoop in the room? Can I get a whoop whoop in the room? So I guess that's a word I can't say. See, so Penny. Penny. Penny says maybe Bigfoot is from an underground city. So why? There are so many underground cavities throughout the United States, as well as under subterranean habitat, like human habitats, right? There's my husband. Did I finish yours? Yes, I did, Billian. Okay. I'm like, squirrel, off I go. But Sam and I were talking about this the other day. What about Bigfoot actually residing underground? And it makes so much sense because you see all of these places that, people come up missing, things like that. Why wouldn't these people be coming up missing? Because they're maybe falling into subterranean habitats. But why wouldn't it also be all these national parks that we have, huge, 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 thousands of acres of land that you're not allowed to do anything on? What about there being something underneath there? And what about there being some stuff that people know about that we don't, and they're just protecting it? You think time is getting wonky, Lavender? Agreed. Agreed. Absolutely 100% agreed. It feels like it's folding or something, like there's overlaps. There's, I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to put it into words. It just feels like it's sometimes folding in and circling back and I don't know. It's weird. Okay, let's go with Marsha Brewer. Marsha Brewer. Okay, I'm supposed to pull you a couple cards. Why am I using this deck? It's not my normal deck. There's so many. Like our measurements of time are off. That's yes. Not just the timeline, but how it's moving. It just feels different. I agree. Lavender is over on TikTok. Let me make sure. Oh, wait. I just better make sure she's still here. Sophie Aurora, welcome. Where did she go? Marsha Brewer, are you still here? The people down underground can. So I have a couple experiences where I have gone into within meditation shamanic journey and ended up inside mountains, and totally unexpected. I did not plan it at all. It just, okay, you're here. It just happened. And if you want to hear about that, remind me in a minute. Okay. 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 So I want to start with being in charge of your own energy, being in charge of this. While it's great to, what is time really? Absolutely. While it's great to be in control of what you have directly in front of you, make sure that you are not gripping on so strongly that you have strangled it. Okay. It's easy to do. It's easy to be, I'm in charge of my stuff. I'm in charge of my own thing. And this is the way it is. And that's the way we're going to do it. because that is also kind of a pattern or a chain that's not going to serve you either, right? So you can be in charge of your own energy and the things that you do in life, but you have to let go of the reins just a little bit and allow other people to come in and be of assistance to you as well, because it middle of the road is always best, you guys. Giving yourself over to everybody else's control, not so great. Being in the middle, good. Being an over controller, not so great either, right? Because you're missing out on some of the give and take that other people have for you. And while it may feel as if there's a struggle involved there, right? It may feel as if, but if I do that, I may not agree with that, and then there might be an argument or whatever situation goes on with that. But if you're not finding that middle ground, if you're not finding that, how can I work with somebody or other people in general in a very productive way, you're missing out on a lot of life experiences. Tony Ann, hi, I haven't seen you in a long time. Don't miss out on life experiences because you're afraid to allow somebody else to see or be a part of your life. Because if you're stepping away from all those things, you're missing out on all the celebrations as well as all the pain. And letting somebody into your heart, it's not a weakness. Letting somebody into your energy, it's not a weakness. They're just like going on here with the same thing. They're like holding back. You're letting yourself miss out on so many wonderful benefits in life, and they're being handed to you one right after. I'm just pulling cards, and they're just giving me a story for you. They're being handed to you. These moments in time are being handed to you, and you're ignoring them. You're ignoring them because you're right here strangling it. You don't need to strangle it. Heartache is part of life. It just is. That's how we learn within the storm, right? So step away from the things that concern you and worry you sometimes and start to look at them from a different angle and see how they can be a learning experience and a benefit to you. And step out of your own damn hole. Okay. Like step out of your own hole. Let it go. Step out of your hole. And that, my darling, is how you have everything you want in life. You're denying yourself a lot of things because you're walking. I'm thinking about this like the movie Hitch. You ever seen the movie Hitch with Will Smith in it? And he's teaching him how to dance. And he says, here's the lines. Here's the lines. You're going to keep it between the lines. You guys know what I'm talking about? He's trying to keep him dancing super sterile so he doesn't look like a fool, right? Keeping it between the lines. Right here, this is the control. And what he ended up doing was his own damn thing. And it was his energy and his soul out there on the line. And it drew in the love of his life. And I'm not saying this is about love. I'm saying this is about energy. So do your own drumming. Dance to your own drum and see what you can come up with. I hope that's helpful. Diana says, Lisa, we just had a conversation about that. Yep. Can't stranglehold stuff. Just choke it out. Has anyone seen the docs on the military dealing with the Akashic calls and their plans? No. Do not. The Akashic calls. And I want to tell you, Marcia, Diana and I did not have a conversation about this before you got on. Sometimes we just, need that validation. Sophia Aurora says, does heartache enhance psychic ability? We learn, I don't know that it enhances it. Matter of fact, I'm going to say no. I think that anytime we struggle and we come out on the top side of the struggle, and what I mean by that is we feel more confident about our ability to navigate life because we struggled and we overcame. That enhances your psychic ability because that involves confidence. Self-confidence is what boosts psychic ability in my opinion, more than anything else. You can be aware of it and not talk about it or shut it down. You could be a very clear channel. Um, but if you don't have the confidence to put it out there, yeah, I got you, Diana. If you don't have the confidence to put it out there, then what good is that? When you start to put it out there and you start to get validation, that's when you start to really open up and expand because it's already there, but you're just being more vocal about it. And then that I find that to be I've taught a lot of psychic development classes and I've never had a psychic fail. I've never had anybody go, I can't do this. I'm dropping out of class. I've had people afraid to open their mouth and talk. And they that's a thing, but it's not because they're not psychic. We all are. But it's about our confidence level and stepping forward and saying the things, exercising that damn throat chakra and saying the things, and then have somebody go, holy cow, how did you know that? Mhm. Anybody else have that experience? I know it was mine. Absolutely. You just have to put yourself out there. And once you start talking about it, then all of a sudden people start to go, oh my gosh, how did you know that? Or that's right on. The validation is what triggers the left side of the brain to say, okay, yeah, we're in the right space. Make sense? As adults, we go back into it, but confidence definitely is needed. Yeah, yeah. It's there. It's there. We just label it different things because that's what we're told. Well, sometimes my mouth gets me into trouble because it rolls out. I moderate mine. I moderate. I actually, unless I'm sitting here or unless I'm doing a reading, and this goes for in the store as well. So at our store in Defiance, it goes for there as well. So people will come in and be like, well, what do you get off of me? And I actually have rules in place because we don't read from the desk. We don't read from the desk because then people expect to be able to walk in and us just give a reading from the desk. And that's not what, and not everybody that works in the store is a reader. That's unfair, right? So that is just something we don't do. And I do not work intuitively unless I am scheduled to. Unless somebody says, and somebody and I are sitting and collaborating, and or if I'm in an appointment, because I am not getting into somebody else's energy. That's very rude to just jump into somebody's energy. So I don't generally do that. I just when when I'm working is when I'm working. Turn it on and off like a switch. Thank goodness. There's some people that can't. I don't want that. I know, Jansen, how amazing would it be if our gifts were nurtured as children instead of learning lies in school? I absolutely agree. How amazing our life would be, our global life would be if, as children, we were taught that we could reach beyond the physical. That's how Marsha Brewer and I connect. When we were in class. Oops, well, she doesn't make me buzz, so I know. How do you switch it off? Sophia, I basically just say, I'm not working. That's it. And it's just a thing. I don't know. I'm very cut and dry. I'm just like, no, I'm not doing that now. And I will tell my guides, not doing that now. Yours is always switched on. Then you need maybe some better protection. Work with a guide that's specifically for protection and tell them exactly what you want. A lot hours of operation. Absolutely. I do that at night. When I go to bed, I have hours of operation that say, "Do not bother me between this time and this time." But there's no reason you can't do it during the day as well. There's no reason you can't do it during the day. Say between, I don't want to be unless there is a trigger. And Lisa Williams is a really great example of this. She wears a hat. when she's not working. Yes. I believe she wears a hat either when she's working or when she's not working. I haven't seen her in a long time. But um, when she puts this hat on, that's her signal. So I know people that use brooches. They use a piece of jewelry. And they're like, when this is on, I'm not working. So it's about finding your particular niche as to how to work with your guides, and at work ask your guides, what do I need to do to give you the signal that I'm not available? Because and explain it. I'm exhausted. I don't want all these messages. I want to do this when I want to do this. I'm not available 24/7. They're not here to torture us. They're here to assist us. Absolutely. And okay, I'll give a caveat to this. If I'm meditating a lot, I'm open more than I want to be. So I limit my meditation to if I really want to be in tune and I have a big event coming up and I want to be like right there, um, I will meditate a lot within the month beforehand. And then it's just like boom, 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 and instant channeling and stuff like that. So I that's my defense, I guess. There we go. Anyway, all right, everybody. I have work to do, so I got to go do that. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day. So find light, find love, find joy, feel divine because you are. And I have a very limited number of t-shirts in the store. So if you go to ourmysticalcrystals.com, I'm going to have to figure out how to change that. You'll find them on the front page. We have a new front page. And I have not changed the shipping thing yet. I'm getting ready to do that in a minute. Um, Everybody have a wonderful afternoon. And if Mr. Farmer here, he'd say, may the light be with you always. So bye, everybody.